Hello students, in this video we will discuss about the plant breeding for developing resistance to insect pests. Okay, even what are pests actually? Any organism that causes destruction to the crop plants is called pest. Okay, they can be fungi, bacteria, viruses, or even insects. So, insect pests. These insects also will cause huge damage for the cultivated croplands. Okay, and generally these insects will eat away the leaves, and whenever the leaves are eaten by the leaves, so the surface area or the photosynthetic area will be decreased, and that results in decrease in this productivity or the yield. So yield of the crop will be decreased. Or otherwise, some insects, what they do is that they make holes to the stem, as in the case of what stem borers. And whenever they make the holes, so the whole plant may okay fall down, and that causes heavy damage. And what the scientists have observed is that some of the insects are not visiting some plants with certain characters. And for example, we can take the wheat varieties. So the wheat is attacked by stems of fly, okay, with soft stems. It is preferring the soft stemmed wheat varieties, but is not attacking the plant with solid stem. And in the similar way, so the leaf beetle attacks the leaves of the wheat plant. But what they have observed is that some varieties of wheat which have developed the production of the hairy leaves are not visited by these leaf beetle. So, and in the similar manner, in the cotton plant also, generally jests will attack the leaves and eat away the leaf. But they are not visiting certain varieties of cotton, okay, which are provided with leaves, hairy leaves. So when the leaves are with hairs, so the jests are not visiting such varieties. Like that, cotton in cotton plant, the bollworms also attack, and these bollworms are will not attack the varieties of cotton when the variety is with smooth leaves or nectar is absent in the flowers. So, in a similar manner, in the maize plant, the stem borers are making the holes to the stem when the stem contains a high amount of nitrogen and a high amount of sugar and less amount of aspartic acid. But the varieties of maize which are with low amount of nitrogen and low content of sugar and high amount of aspartic acid are not attacked by these stem borers. So, this is what the scientists have observed, and we can say that these three characters, solid stem, okay, hairy leaves, these are morphological characters which are under control of genes. So, the smooth leaves and absence of nectar is both morphological, smooth leaf is morphological character, and the absence of nectar is a biochemical character. And low nitrogen, sugar, and high aspartic acid, these are biochemical characters. So all these are under control of genes of certain varieties of these plants. That's why how what are the methods they have used for developing such varieties with these characters, and they have used the conventional methods, and the conventional methods include the selection and hybridization. And In the hybridization, of course, we know that the parents are required, or parent plants are required, and from where we get these parent plants. So the source of resistant genes or the source of parent plants may be from cultivated crop varieties, because some crop varieties may have these features. Such plants are selected as parents, and we know that the germplasm collection will be there. And in the germplasm collection, of course, we collect all the alleles of all genes of a particular species in different forms, maybe in the plant form or in the form of the seed. So among that, we select those which are having these features, and or we will go to the forest and we will find out some plants which are growing there, which are not cultivated, and such varieties are called wild varieties, and such plants may be brought and they are used as parents. So these are what breeding methods, and these are what the source of resistant genes. And by these methods, what the scientists have achieved and what varieties are released into the market. So we shall look into that table of the varieties. So some of the varieties which are successfully developed by Indian Agricultural Research Institute, Indian Agricultural Research Institute. New Delhi, and it has released these varieties into the market, and you have to memorize these examples, like what the brassica rapeseed mustard, and which is used for extracting oil, rapeseed oil. Okay, and the variety that was developed is what Pusa Gaurav, and is resistant to aphids. Like that, in flat bean, they have developed these two many varieties, but those which are released into the market are these two are released into the market. Like what Pusa Sem 2, Pusa Sem 3, and these two varieties are resistant to jesseits, aphids, and fruit borers. So when we come to this Wokra or Bindi, or that is lady's finger, so they have developed these two varieties, Pusa Savani and Pusa A4. Means what these two are released into the market because they found that they are effectively avoiding the insect visit. So which insects are not visiting these varieties are these shoot borer and fruit borers. So these examples you have to memorize. So that is about this plant breeding for developing resistance to insect pests. And remember one point that anywhere you find this pusa as a prefix, so that indicates that they are developed by Indian Agricultural Research Institute, which was actually started under the name Imperial Agriculture Research Institute by the British government at in a village called Pusa in North Bihar. But in 1934, due to the earthquake, so the building has been collapsed. And at that time, due to World War II, so the people haven't reconstructed that building. And the Indian government, after independence, it has reconstructed the building not at Pusa but in New Delhi, and they shifted that. But whenever they develop a variety, so they used to give this prefix pusa. Okay, so remember this information. Okay, so now let us discuss about the plant breeding for improved food quality. And let us first discuss what is the significance of this plant breeding for improved food quality. What for we have to develop varieties with improved food quality? That is a big question. And actually, we think that everyone in the world are getting sufficient food. No, not at all. And remember, more than 840 million people in the world are not getting adequate food. Okay, this is due to poverty. And even among the people who are taking the food, they are not getting the balanced food. Means what? It doesn't contain the required vitamins, okay, micro minerals, and the proteins, and the useful fats. And because of which, though they are filling their belly, but are not getting sufficient amount of energy. And this is called hidden hunger. About 3 billion people are suffering with this hidden hunger. Means what? They are not getting the balanced diet. That's why, okay, these plant breeders have got an aim to develop the varieties with higher amounts of vitamins, minerals, and high protein and healthier fats. And this is called biofortification. So you just memorize this definition of biofortification: breeding of crops with higher levels of vitamins and minerals, or higher protein and healthier fats, is called biofortification. And of course, by using different methods and genetic engineering, and they have developed some varieties. And it is worth mentioning of the institute, Indian Agricultural Research Institute, which has developed several varieties in this field. And let us take some of these examples. So the maize hybrids they have developed, which contain the twice the amount of lysine and tryptophan from the existing cultivated varieties. Means what? Generally, the cereals will have a less amount of lysine and tryptophan, which are essential amino acids. And they have developed these three varieties, and these three have been released into the market. And remember, these three varieties, which are maize hybrids: Proteina, Shakti, and Ratan. These are rich in lysine and tryptophan, and the amount of this lysine and tryptophan is twice to the amount that we find in among the existing varieties. Like that, they developed a wheat variety which is containing so much of protein, and that's why I wrote protein rich wheat variety, and its name is Atlas 66. But this Atlas 66 is used as donor in plant breeding programs. Means what? This plant is cultivated only in the institutes, and whenever the plant breeder wants to develop a variety from the cultivated varieties, so they make use of it as a male plant, and they use the pollen grains of this plant. So that's why it is used as donor for developing improved varieties in plant breeding. Like that, iron rich variety of rice. Okay, and this iron rich variety of rice is called as golden rice, and it contains okay, 5 times greater iron than the existing varieties that are cultivated. Okay, and they have developed some vegetables also, and they have successfully released them into the market. And you can see here a list of these vegetables. Vitamin A enriched carrots, pumpkin, and spinach. Okay, carrots, pumpkin, and spinach, vitamin A enriched. Once are released, and vitamin C enriched bitter gourd, batuva, tomato, and mustard. Calcium and iron enriched spinach, batuva, and protein enriched broad bean, country bean, that is lab bean or Dolichos lab, French bean, and garden peas, that is Pisum sativum. They are also released into the market, and all these are there in the market, and we are enjoying them today. So that is about the plant breeding for improved food quality.